He's round the other side of the circuit, but I don't think we're going to see them having to pit, the leaders having to pit for slicks. I think with 10 laps to go, they ought to be able to somehow find enough life in those tyres to go through to the end of the lap. Let's see. It's nip and tuck, I think, that it's worth coming in for slicks. And that's why, if I was right about Zonta going out on slicks, all the teams would be very interested in his progress.
Louise, what's the news?
Yeah, the news I have is certainly that Heinz Harrell, for instance, Jordan and perhaps Rubens Barrichello in the Stewart can go to the end of the race without another stop. Certainly in terms of fuel, they don't have to come in again for more fuel.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's going to be mighty interesting to see. We're on lap 63 now, 9 laps to go, including the one they are on. And there is the race leader. Now his tyres will be getting very, very tired indeed. Mika Häkkinen going through into his 64th lap. And Rubens Barrichello, now we're with Frentzen. He's in 3rd position and he's catching Rubens Barrichello. That white car you see going through the turn 14 is Rubens Barrichello ahead of us in the Stewart in 2nd position, as we now look at Heinz-Harald Frentzen, who is 16 seconds ahead of Michael Schumacher. It looks as though Michael Schumacher's not going to finish on the podium unless one of the 3 ahead of him comes in.
Yeah, Michael Schumacher's 4 seconds a lap slower than Mika Häkkinen now, so maybe Michael's still got some kind of gear shift problem. We've seen them change the steering wheel trying to fix it, but maybe it just didn't work.
Well, if Mika Häkkinen wins this race, it's going to be a quite incredible achievement. I say again, he started from 14th, but look at the way that Heinz-Harald Frentzen is closing on Rubens Barrichello. You can see the gap coming down. He's lapping to nearly 2.5 seconds faster than the Stewart ahead of him.
Well, we just had a little break in commentary there. We'll recap the 6 for you after 63 laps. It's Häkkinen, Barrichello, Frentzen, truly Schumacher and Schumacher. AJ, hard to believe after the effort that Michael Schumacher's put in that he may not finish on the podium.
Yeah, it is. It's a shame because one of the Prosts having a bit of an off there and the other Prost takes him. Good-looking cars, those Prosts, great colour. Yeah, it is. I mean, he's driven fantastically as per usual, given 110%. Let down a little bit on that pit stop, and to finish off the rostrum would be a shame.
This fellow's driven well, and Häkkinen, you've got to say, I mean, what a great race. He's come from 14th on the grid, then he's had a spin, he's fought back, and here he is now still challenging.
He is, but he'll be kicking himself if he doesn't win because of that very fundamental, silly mistake that he made out of the hairpin. Communications back, so we'll take you back now to Magny Course.
Starting to look better for Ferrari in terms of the Constructors' Championship, because if Eddie Irvine can get ahead of Ralf Schumacher, it'll give him 2 World Championship points. Michael Schumacher is already on 3 for 4th position if he finishes there. But the whole thing could change, as I've said before, if Häkkinen, Barrichello or Frentzen come in, and it's looking less and less likely that they're going to do so. As Eddie Irvine, that we're watching, who's had such a magnificent season after his victory at Melbourne, closes on Michael Schumacher, and he's about to take 5th position off the German, I think, as they come up towards Adelaide. That's the braking corner, the slowest corner on the track. 2nd gear, 40 miles an hour. And Ralf Schumacher says, oh no, you're not going to get past here, my friend. Accelerates away towards the Nürburgring, the right and left. Mika Häkkinen, meantime, is on his 65th lap. Everybody is on the same lap except Takagi, who is 11th. De La Rosa is 12th, and in comes Häkkinen. This is going to change the race. This is going to change the race. Mika Häkkinen making his last pit stop. He's on lap 66. Oh, a bit slightly slow getting away. Now, he was 15 seconds ahead of Rubens Barrichello, and here's Frentzen getting out of the pits in front of Häkkinen.
Because Barrichello's in the pits too, so Frentzen now leads the race.
Wow, are we going to see a 2nd Jordan victory after Damon Hill last year? Sensation at Magny-Cours. Welcome back. Listen.
Yes, Barrichello's just made a pit stop, and so has Mika Häkkinen. So Häkkinen, I believe, it's all just shaking out as we talk. Häkkinen has been in the pits, and now you see Häkkinen coming in for a late splash and dash. They changed the tyres. and it seemed a pretty good pit stop for a while for Mika Häkkinen. Then he seemed to take an eternity to pull away. Got it into gear, look, and then had to wait another couple of seconds before actually pulling out. And Heinz-Harald Frentzen now leads this Grand Prix. So Frentzen beats him out of there. You see Häkkinen rejoining the racetrack. Frentzen leading, and in the background you saw Barrichello making his pit stop. So once again it's all turning around and the Ferraris come into play again.
And we're on lap 66 out of 72 in this incredible race. Mika Häkkinen is into the pits and changed, and as a result of that, Heinz-Harald Frentzen leads. Rubens Barrichello is second. Michael Schumacher there is in third place, ahead of his brother Ralf Schumacher, with Eddie Irvine in the points in the second Ferrari. It's absolutely mega in the closing stages at Magny-Cours. And look how close they are. Barrichello, he's second. Schumacher third. Ralf Schumacher fourth.
Oh, Ralf misses his braking point and goes across the green tarmac there. That used to be all gravel. They make it too easy for these drivers these days. Should have poles in there with spikes.
Won't suffer.
Yeah, he won't suffer at all. In fact, it looked a bit quicker, didn't it?
Yeah.
So Ralf stays on track. It's Frentzen leading actually from Häkkinen. Barrichello is third. Will Frentzen have to stop for fuel? Has Häkkinen got the speed to catch and repass Heinz-Harald Frentzen for the umpteenth time this afternoon?
Who is on lap 67, then 68, 69, 70, 71 and 72. It's going to be a mighty, mighty close finish. As you look at Ralf Schumacher in the Williams, ahead of Irvine, behind his brother in the Ferrari. Well, this has been a quite incredible French Grand Prix, no matter what happens from now on. And Ralf Schumacher's driving another fine race. He's only just off the podium. He could still end up on the podium the way things are going, because I would be moderately surprised if they all finish. Well, there is a replay of Ralf Schumacher taking to the concrete, not the grass. But he doesn't suffer because he didn't actually have an advantage. He didn't pass anybody as we rejoin Heinz-Harald Frentzen, who is now on his 68th lap.
Identical lap time to Häkkinen on that tour, and they're 2.3 seconds apart. You can see for yourself now, 2.369, so nip and tuck.
Louise, what is it?
I can tell you that Frentzen is definitely not coming in. Frentzen not coming in again, so provided he keeps it on the black stuff, looks like he's going to win this race.
Well, let's not count our chickens before they're hatched, especially for Eddie Jordan. Jordan have only won one Grand Prix since they started in 1997, and that was Damon Hill, who won magnificently in Belgium last year. And Frentzen is getting a bit agitated. He's coming up behind Luca Badoer in the Minardi, who's in 10th place, and he goes through now. Well, he's ahead of him now. Mika Häkkinen has got to do the same thing. Frentzen, who, as I said earlier on, has taken to Jordan like a duck takes to water, and now Schumacher, Ralf, is resisting Eddie Irvine and trying to catch his brother. And this is the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th place. This is a race which is very difficult to keep up with. Action all the way, lap 68.
Yes, and remember how much time Frentzen lost when he had the wrong gear in the hairpin, when the car wouldn't downshift properly. So Frentzen, at some point or other, Jordan had made a very smart move during that safety car period of tanking up their car, filling it up with fuel, and that's put Frentzen in a very strong position. And he's just pulled another second away into the lead. His lead's now 3.2 seconds.
But Martin, why isn't Michael Schumacher getting away from his brother in the far less powerful Williams better?
But I think Michael's carrying some kind of problem. Remember, they changed the steering wheel. We know he lost 8 seconds on one lap or whatever. And ever since that point of the race, Michael's not really been in any kind of shape in terms of lap time.
Irvine looking to get past Schumacher, Ralf, and if he does so, it will help Michael Schumacher, because Eddie Irvine won't finish in front of the... If he can get ahead of Ralf Schumacher, he can protect the gap between himself and the Williams. So we're on lap 69. Frentzen is leading Häkkinen in this 72-lap race by just over 3 seconds. Barrichello is in third place. You're seeing the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th between Michael Schumacher, Ferrari, Ralf Schumacher, there he is, Eddie Irvine, there he is, out of Adelaide.
That's a pretty tense battle, isn't it? Ralph's going to be rather nervous of locking a brake and slamming into the back of his brother. They have run into each other before at the Nürburgring. But clearly Michael, I think, is just about the slowest of those three, actually. And Irvine